I have a quick question, and then but I also want to get into another thing. We had somebody ask us. They've taken the N2 on the JLPT, so studying Japanese, right? They passed. Great. Congratulations. This December, though, they're going to take the Nat Test, which is about the same difficulty, about the same length. They are finding themselves struggling to get themselves to study, and they're worried that because they can't study as long, that they might be suffering from burnout.
Oh, that's relatable.
Yeah. Do you guys have any advice how to deal with that?
For me, the first go-to is is it feasible for you to take a break from studies?
Yeah, that's always
my first go-to.
Yeah, that's always the trick. Is it's like
stop entirely.
The solution is to stop doing it, but usually if you're in a situation where that's happening, that's not necessarily possible. But if it is, definitely, yeah.
But I mean, then the next best thing for me is working, like breaking your tasks down. Do many small chunks with big breaks in between versus like a slog of a study session where you're really just staring at nothing for a long time and not really absorbing anything.
Yeah.
Give yourself changes of scenery, go for walks, take breaks, listen to music, stare at a wall for like 5 seconds. Like anything, you've got to break it up because the more you stare at it and try to will yourself through the burnout, the faster you will just burn out.
Yeah.
It's hard. Burnout is really hard to deal with.
Yeah, and don't push yourself to rush recovery either. It's just it's gonna happen at its own pace.
You have to be just extra gentle with yourself.
Yeah.
Treat yourself. Like, have your favorite foods more often. Go outside and smell nice things.
I've heard that if you feel like you're burning out, you may have already burnt out.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
100%.
So the best thing to do is you have to stop yourself then.
Yeah.
And that sometimes comes with the feeling of guilt because you're like, oh, I'm just giving up. And it's like, you're not giving up.
You're not giving up.
You've recognized something important that you're like, I'm in this situation.
Yeah.
So the next step to do is to actually deal with the situation. And because if you push yourself too hard, your recovery takes way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if at all possible, this is another one of those difficult things to do. But if at all possible, like when you take you want to take breaks, and if you can do something that is sort of as diametrically opposed as possible. If you're doing something very cerebral, watch a goofy, brain not needed movie or something.
Hockey. Get into hockey.
Yeah.
But the really important thing is, give yourself the permission to do, relaxing by taking a break doesn't work if you're feeling guilty that you're not working. So you've got to try to internalize this idea that this relaxing, this stuff is actually part of the process. This is not just wasting time.
Yeah, your brain needs to when your brain is creating new pathways for new information. That takes a lot of energy. Like not just kind of psychologically, but actual physical energy your cells require. Just like anything else you do with your body, and you need time to let that rest and integrate and settle.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of stuff you're doing. I often, if you doing like programming or something where you're sort of problem solving, though it's sort of an old cliche, but it is 100% true that you can be pushing and pushing on something and be like, I just got to finish this thing.
Yeah.
I can't figure out what to. It keeps getting messed up. What? And you push it for an hour, and you're like, oh, I can't do it. Fine. And then you get up, go to the bathroom, and in that 5 minutes, you solve your problem.
Yeah.
Just by taking your hand off the accelerator for just a second. Gets you a chance to sort of your brain rearranges things. And
physically getting away from the thing that you're working on is very important.
Yeah.
So if your kind of declutter thing is, I'm going to play a video game or whatever, if you've been working at your computer, try and find a way that you can go do that thing somewhere else, right? So that it's a change of scenery, it's a change of environment, and then you can actually stop being in that space.
I've also found that when I've kind of been getting in that headspace, it's been really helpful for me to engage in a kind of meditative hobby. So a couple things that's helped is, at least for me, is like Lego or embroidery, or some of where it's kind of you're doing a little bit of a repetitive task, but
It still requires focus.
yeah,
Cross
and
stitch.
yeah, and you can kind of, after you take that time to engage in your hobby, it's always at least very helpful for me to go like, I did something. Like, I made something, and I can look at it and say, I have accomplished something, because I know at least when I get in kind of burnout mode, it feels like I'll never accomplish anything ever because the task mountain just keeps piling. But if I can say, like, I have done that, there's that little dopamine hit.
I'm gonna give you the final word.
Speaking as a programmer as well, there are some times when in my process I just go stare out a window for a little bit and not be actively engaged. But especially in this particular case, given that it's language, you can experience the language in ways that aren't study, that are still refreshing, and kind of still not feel guilty about shifting to something other than the language study. But like, go watch a movie in that language, or go travel and use it and kind of feel your progress, and that could be refreshing to you.
You already live there. You're going to be hearing it every day anyway. Thank you for that, everybody.